The Washington Quarter Series began in 1932, commemorating the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Initially intended as a one-year commemorative, its popularity ensured its continuation as a regular issue. The 1983 D quarter is part of this enduring legacy, produced during a time when the U.S. Mint was transitioning and modernizing its operations. In 1983, the Denver Mint produced over 617 million quarters. Given this substantial mintage, the 1983 D quarter is generally common. However, its value isn't solely determined by the number minted but by its condition and unique characteristics. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially those graded MS-66 or higher, are notably scarce. Such high-grade specimens are challenging to find, making them particularly desirable to collectors. The absence of official mint sets in 1982 and 1983 adds another layer of intrigue. Collectors often rely on mint sets to obtain uncirculated coins, but with none produced during these years, acquiring high-quality examples of the 1983 D quarter became more challenging. This scarcity has contributed to the coin's allure and, consequently, its market value. Certain 1983 D quarters exhibit errors that further elevate their desirability. Notable among these is the spitting eagle variety, characterized by a die flaw resulting in a line extending from the eagle's beak on the reverse side. Such errors are rare and can significantly increase a coin's value. For instance, a spitting eagle quarter in MS-66 Plus grade was sold for $504 in 2018. While the standard 1983 D quarter in circulated condition might only be worth its face value, those in exceptional condition or with unique errors can command impressive prices. For example, an MS-67 graded 1983 D quarter has been known to sell for over $1,000 at auction. The grading system plays a pivotal role in determining a coin's value. Coins are assessed on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating superior condition. An MS-65 grade denotes a coin with strong luster and minimal marks, while MS-66 and above signify even finer quality. Achieving such grades is rare, especially for coins that have been in circulation. Collectors and enthusiasts often share their discoveries and insights through various platforms. For instance, a video titled 1983 D Washington Quarter Dollar Worth of Fortune Revealed delves into the nuances that make certain 1983 D quarters exceptionally valuable. The allure of coin collecting lies in the thrill of discovery. Everyday pocket change can sometimes yield unexpected treasures. The 1983 D Washington Quarter serves as a testament to this, reminding us that history and value often reside in the most ordinary of places. The 1983 D Washington Quarter might seem mundane at a glance, but behind that copper-nickel exterior lies a story packed with scarcity, error varieties, and record-breaking auction prices. This coin is a hidden gem in the world of numismatics, especially given how millions of Americans have likely handled one without realizing its potential value. The year 1983 was unique for coin production, and the Denver Mint's output has become an unexpected treasure trove for collectors willing to look closely. One of the main reasons the 1983 D quarter stands out is its condition rarity. While hundreds of millions were minted, very few were preserved in mint state. The lack of mint sets from the U.S. Mint in 1982 and 1983 is a huge factor. Collectors typically rely on mint sets to obtain pristine examples, but during these years, none were officially released. That meant if you wanted an uncirculated coin, you had to get it from a bankroll or direct from circulation, which meant most were spent and worn down. So what exactly makes a 1983 D quarter worth thousands of dollars? It all comes down to condition and unique traits. A regular worn example won't turn heads, but a well-preserved, high-grade MS-67 or better, with full details and no scratches, might just spark a bidding war at auction. Some of these coins have achieved eye-popping prices of over $4,000. In numismatics, rarity isn't just about quantity, it's about quality. Another fascinating detail about the 1983 D quarter is its infamous spitting eagle variety. This nickname refers to a die break or die crack on the reverse of the coin, which creates the illusion of something coming from the eagle's beak. To the untrained eye, it looks like the eagle is spitting, a quirky error, but one that collectors chase like gold. These coins can sell for hundreds of dollars, sometimes more depending on the grade. The die break on the spitting eagle is caused by excessive wear or stress on the die used to strike the coins. Over time, microfractures develop and form a line from the beak to the rim or body. These small flaws give the coin character and uniqueness, two factors collectors crave. Ironically, what began as an imperfection has now become one of the most desirable features of the 1983 D series. The Denver Mint itself is another reason for attention. While Philadelphia also minted quarters in 1983, the Denver specimens are often crisper and strike when found in mint state. However, due to the region's coin distribution and general wear from circulation, even Denver quarters from this year are rarely seen in top condition. This drives their value up in the collector's market. Let's talk about the grading specifics. PCGS and NGC, the two top grading agencies, have certified very few 1983D quarters in MS67 condition. Out of the hundreds of millions minted, only a handful meet that standard. That level of rarity combined with collector demand has pushed prices to incredible highs. One famous sale reached $15,000 for an MS67 Plus example, a jaw-dropping figure for a coin you might find in loose change. Interestingly, even circulated 1983D quarters with strong details and no major blemishes can fetch premiums if they show interesting traits. Some coins have been discovered with off-center strikes, double dies, or retained cut breaks, each a numismatic oddity that adds value. These error coins often slip past quality control unnoticed and end up in circulation. One viral video on YouTube discussed how someone found a 1983D quarter at a flea market, bought it for 25 cents, and later had it appraised for over $2,000 due to its grade and die variety. This kind of real-life treasure hunt keeps collectors motivated. The dream of finding an overlooked fortune in your coin jar is very much alive, especially with coins like this. Even professional numismatists are amazed by the 1983D quarter's rise. Initially overlooked, it didn't gain much attention until the late 2000s when grading services started to show just how few high-grade examples existed. Collectors who had stored rolls of 1983D quarters suddenly found themselves holding miniature jackpots, especially if they had kept them in original bank wrappers. There's also the coin's place in American economic history. The early 1980s were a time of inflation, recession, and metal cost concerns. The U.S. Mint was cutting costs, experimenting with new production techniques, and handling higher demands. As a result, quality sometimes dipped, which makes high-grade survivors from this era even more exceptional. A fun fact, the Washington quarter design used in 1983 was actually intended to be temporary when it was first introduced in 1932. It was supposed to be a one-year commemorative for Washington's bicentennial birth year, but its popularity kept it in circulation. Little did the public know that over 50 years later, a coin from 1983 would become a highlight of the entire series. Social media has also played a role in fueling interest in this coin. TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels regularly feature collectors showing off their 1983D quarter finds, some worth $500, others as much as $10,000. These quick clips have gone viral, making the general public more aware of the hidden value in their spare change. Beyond the spitting eagle variety, collectors have reported examples with partial collar strikes and planchet errors, rare manufacturing mishaps that occur during the minting process. These issues are rare and difficult to spot unless you know what to look for. But when you do find one, you're looking at a coin that could be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars.
The coin was minted to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the United States independence. That in itself makes it a commemorative piece, but the details that went into its design and production make it even more special. Unlike the standard Washington quarters, the reverse side of the Bicentennial quarter features a colonial drummer with a torch encircled by 13 stars in the background. This design was created by Jack L.R., whose initials appear just below the drummer's left arm. And if you've ever noticed the dual date 1776 to 1976 on the front where the regular year normally goes, that's another mark that this coin is not your everyday pocket change. Now, millions, yes, hundreds of millions of these quarters were minted, and that has led many people to believe they're not rare or valuable. But that's only half the truth. While it's true that these coins were widely circulated, certain varieties and conditions have made some of them highly collectible. That's what separates a 25-cent coin from one that can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars online. Let's talk about the different types of bicentennial quarters you might come across. First, there are the standard circulation strikes that were minted at Philadelphia and Denver. These will have no mint mark or a D on the obverse, respectively. Then, there are proof and Silverclad versions that were struck at the San Francisco Mint. Coins from this mint have an S mark, and many of them were made for collectors, not circulation. Here's the kicker. The San Francisco Mint released both copper-nickel clad proof coins and 40% Silverclad coins. If you have one of these Silverclad coins, even in circulated condition, it could be worth several dollars. In uncirculated or proof condition, the value climbs dramatically. But even within these general categories, the real gems are error coins, coins in exceptional condition, and those with special finishes. Collectors are always on the hunt for coins with errors. Double dies, off-center strikes, and other minting mistakes can make a bicentennial quarter significantly more valuable. For example, a double die obverse, where the details of George Washington's face and the date are slightly doubled, can be extremely rare. In recent eBay listings, some of these error coins have sold for over $500, and a few have crossed the $1,000 mark. That's a huge leap from 25 cents, isn't it? Then there's the matter of condition. A coin's grade, ranging from good all the way up to mint state 70, plays a major role in determining its value. A bicentennial quarter graded MS65 or higher by a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC can command a premium price. There are examples on eBay of MS67 and MS68 graded coins selling for $100, $300, or even more, depending on demand and condition. Coins that look like they just came out of the mint, with no scratches, no wear, and full luster, are considered the cream of the crop. If you're holding on to a silver-proof bicentennial quarter with a mirror-like finish and no damage, congratulations, you already have something special. But if it's also graded by a top service and comes with certification, its value increases significantly. The silver content alone gives it intrinsic value, but the collector appeal adds another layer of worth. Now, let's talk about what kind of prices we're actually seeing on eBay today. A quick check reveals some real surprises. A 40% silver-proof bicentennial quarter in a graded slab by PCGS recently sold for $85. Another auction had a raw uncirculated silver quarter go for over $40. But the real standouts are the error coins, especially the double die and off-center strikes. One listed as a double die reverse with clear doubling on the drummer and torch area fetched $1,300 at auction. Yes, you heard that right. $1,300. And while some of these listings might seem like outliers, there's consistent evidence of bicentennial quarters selling for $20, $50, $100 and more, particularly when they're silver, proof, or contain noticeable mint errors. Even raw coins, meaning ungraded, can sell for a premium if the photos are clear and the condition is visibly strong. You might be wondering how to tell if your coin is silver or not. One simple method is to look at the edge of the coin. If you see a copper-colored strip along the side, then it's not silver, it's the standard copper nickel clad. But if the edge looks uniformly silver or has a slightly darker tone with no copper color, it might be a 40% silver version. Still, for full confirmation, you may want to weigh the coin or have it tested by a professional. It's also worth noting that not all silver bicentennial quarters are valuable just because they're silver. Many of them were collected and preserved, so their condition matters just as much as their metal content. A worn-out silver coin might still be worth more than face value, but collectors are really looking for coins in pristine condition. Another thing that makes these coins fascinating is the history behind them. The U.S. Mint launched the bicentennial redesign not just for the quarter but also for the half-dollar and dollar coins. All three featured unique reverse designs celebrating the 200th anniversary of the country's founding. It was a major national event and the coinage was one way the nation marked the occasion. That's why these coins still carry sentimental value, even for people who aren't serious collectors. Many people who own these coins today don't even realize their potential value. They're sitting in coin jars, drawers, or inherited collections. Some are even being spent at face value in stores, simply because people don't know what they have. And that's where the opportunity lies. If you're smart about identifying and preserving these coins, they can become an unexpected source of income or even the start of a larger coin collection hobby. Now imagine you stumble upon a small collection of these coins, maybe in a family member's belongings or at a garage sale. With the right knowledge, you could easily spot which ones have real value and which ones are more common. The average person might pass over a bicentennial quarter without a second thought. But you now know better. And what if you're ready to sell? Well, Selling a coin like this isn't as simple as just listing it online. You'll need to take clear, high-resolution photos showing both sides of the coin. Make sure the lighting is good and the coin is clean, though be very careful not to damage it by cleaning it too aggressively. Use a soft cloth or gloves when handling, and avoid fingerprints at all costs. When listing it online, be sure to mention any distinguishing features, proof status, mint mark, condition, and especially any errors. If your coin is graded by a reputable service, include the certification number and grading details. This gives buyers confidence and often results in a higher sale price. Online marketplaces like eBay, Etsy, or numismatic forums are great places to sell. But always research similar listings and final sale prices before setting your own price. There's no point in underselling a valuable coin, and you don't want to overprice and have it sit for months either. Finding the sweet spot is key. Also consider taking your coin to a local coin dealer or coin show, especially if it's a high-grade or rare variety. Dealers can offer you immediate cash, though often at slightly lower prices than what you'd get selling directly online. It all depends on your priorities, speed versus maximum profit. Before we wrap up, it's important to stress one thing: not every bicentennial quarter is a gold mine. But with the right features, silver content, pristine condition, grading, or errors, they can be worth much more than their face value. Knowledge is power in this game, and now you've got the knowledge. So, here's what you can do next. Take out your old coins and start sorting through them. Look for the 1776 to 1976 date. Check the edges for silver. Look closely at the drummer and the torch. Do you notice any doubling? If the coin looks unusually well preserved, it might be worth grading. And if you think you've got something valuable, don't rush to sell it. Take your time, do your research, and consider all your options. Now, as we said in the beginning, this little coin could turn the tables for you. If you've got a bicentennial Washington quarter that matches any of the descriptions we talked about, you might be holding something that's worth a lot more than you ever expected. Comment the exact details of your coin down below: mint mark, condition, and if it has any visible errors. I'll reply with an estimate of its current worth and the best way you can sell it to get the most value. Don't miss this chance. That quarter in your pocket might just change your fortune.